The hills have eyes! So our story starts in the deserts of New Mexico. Is that where they tested nuclear bombs? It is! Are there any evil mutant cannibals? Tons! Have we abandoned science and assumed that radiation actually causes wild mutation instead of, well, cancer? We sure have. Now you have your kind of Texas Chainsaw Massacre standard backroad horror story setup. We have some tourists in the deserts of New Mexico on a back road. Of course, the douchey one is really early on labeled as a Democrat. No political message there. They reverse it later because he lives. So the mutants, I don't know how they get this, but they lay a spike strip and blow the tires. And so the tourists are stranded and they get kidnapped one by one. The mutants burn one of them alive in front of the others, and they eat the pet bird, and they kill one of the pet dogs. Oh yeah, this movie invokes one of the cardinal rules of horror flicks. There's a baby. Now whenever you see a baby, the suspense is gone, because you know they're not going to kill the baby. But if they do kill the baby, oh boy, we are off the beaten path. Because they'll do anything. But of course they don't actually kill the baby, because Wes Craven knows what he's doing. But they do shoot a grandma, and they rape two of the other women. Violently. I gotta hand it to Wes Craven, this is pretty messed up, but most of it is just icky violence on screen, and you see it all coming. It's more disgust in this movie than it is fear. Because fear is when you don't see it coming, and it's fast, and it's, you know, frightening. This just had a huge ick factor. Plus, and I won't tell you which one, but one of the bad guys looks exactly like Voldemort in a bowler hat. So after they kidnap the baby, the two remaining men run off through the mine into an abandoned town at a nuclear test site where the mutants have taken the baby, you know, because they want to take it somewhere before they rape it and eat it. And, you know, eventually through a bunch of harrowing trials, they do get the baby back. Ribs. But the only thing I could think through this whole movie is how much most of the mutants look like Nick Nolte. Or Gary Busey. Same thing, actually. They're kind of the same person. So the lesson here is if you see someone who's got cancer, weird growths, a birthmark, webbed toes, or even a nasty looking mole, shoot them in the face before they eat and rape your babies. And your wife and your sister. Shotguns work best. Oh yeah, and in one amazing scene, they stab one of the mutants in the neck with an American flag. Ultimately, though, what this movie is actually an allegory for the way the United States cleanses its own history through secrecy and denial. See, the mutants actually do represent a very real portion of the population who died of cancer because of nuclear tests. But the U.S. never reimbursed any of the families, it never made up for any of the damages in any way. So what's actually represented here, because that movie would be boring, is instead of dying of cancer, they're evil cannibal mutants. And instead of letting them die without paying any of their medical bills, America, that's the tourists, stabs them in the neck with a flag and shoots them in the face and steals our baby back. Ribs. Today's movie came recommended from Gemini's. If you have a movie you want to see ruined, put it down in the comments or put it on the moderator panel on my channel page. Until next time, folks, stay the hell out of my camera and go kill some mutants.